This thing's a whole new animal.
Last video, we bought the cheapest motorcycle available on Amazon, but they wouldn't ship it to my house. So I bought it on AliExpress instead. And last video, we found out how slow and how unreliable this thing is, even though it's hilariously fun in its own way. So to resolve both those problems, I bought the cheapest 72-volt electric conversion kit I could possibly find straight from China. And today, we're gonna put them together. Previously in this series, we unboxed and rode this bike until it broke, which was 16 miles later. And when I got it back home, I began tearing it down to see how much each individual component costs. There we go, one engine, look at that. And to prepare to install an electric powertrain. And it's that time today, so let's get to it. This is the electric powertrain I bought straight from China. This is the cheapest powertrain you can possibly buy. All right, battery pack, got the controller, and we got the motor. It looks like it actually comes with a rear sprocket and an ignition and a throttle. This is an all-in-one kit, check that out. It even comes with a chain, look at that. Basically, this whole powertrain came as a kit, so once I mount everything up, the wiring should pretty much be plug and play. This is a 72 volt 20 amp hour kit, so we should see a pretty significant boost in performance over the stock powertrain. Obviously, I start with a rough fitment of the parts to see which orientation works best, and of course to make sure it will all fit. First and easiest, I slapped in the controller with a self-tapping screw and some 3M tape to secure it and to reduce vibration to the unit. Next up, I began fabricating the battery tray to get the battery pack mounted up. I'm definitely not a professional fabricator, but it's a simple process really when it comes down to it. On this project, I prioritized functionality over appearance and just got the job done. To be 100% honest, I thought the bike's fairings were going to cover up the battery case anyway, so at the time, I didn't care that it looked a little bit sketchy. Anyway, all the battery case needs to do is protect the battery from impact and to be a safe space for the battery to sit in safely. Next up, I began mounting the motor, and I definitely approached it as well with the mindset of doing it quick and functional. But you will see later in the video, I needed a rear support for the motor too. It actually had enough torque that the motor was able to move just enough to keep popping the chain off. But all in all, the electric swap was pretty quick and easy. And this is a small project, so it wasn't overly complicated. And with all the parts installed, last step is wiring. So Lord Kurt rolled over and helped me with that, and we had it wired up and running in like 30 minutes. It was pretty quick. There was a bit of soldering for the battery leads and the charging wires, but besides that, the throttle plugged right into the controller, the phase wires for both the motor and the controller were color-coded correctly, which was nice, and everything else that wasn't color-coded, we figured out pretty quickly.
Show the viewers that it does go forward pretty quickly, actually.
Let's, we need to strap the battery box in a little bit better. I haven't closed it up yet.
It is twitchy, and then there's
That's
reverse,
crazy,
which
man.
in case you, some reason, can't back out of a spot.
Super controlled reversing.
Yeah.
It's probably limited, huh?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it is just take off. Don't hop on this, you don't go that fast.
No, like,
if you're
we didn't want to be slow.
If you're trying to wuss out, maybe don't try riding something that we've created.
That's right.
I torqued down the axle, did some tidying up and securing of wiring, did a sweet fender eliminator, and got the fairings put back on for one successful electric swap on Amazon's cheapest motorcycle. So much cooler. It does have a reverse gear as well. And that's the highest speed it will go. Let's go ahead and get this thing on a ride. It's definitely heavier than it was, but not too bad. Not too bad. All right, I'm ready. I forgot how tiny this thing was. All right, here we go. The frick? Oh, it's in reverse.
Wow! This thing's actually pretty fast. Holy crap. I was not expecting that. It is torquey. That is sketchy, but very fun at the same time. It's so torquey. This thing's a whole new animal. Oh, dude, I gotta be careful with that. I hit reverse every time you...
I'll just give it like one solid rip and see what happens. But like it definitely is like cutting out, like stuttering right off like the bottom end. But overall, I'm glad it's holding up so far. Looks like we're set to actually crank on it a little bit. See what happens.
Holy crap! Bro, this thing is so much faster. Oh my gosh. Yeah, it does not like the bottom end. Whoa! That was at least 30 right there, just on that little strip. That's freaking wild, dude. At speed, it doesn't cut out at all, but just on the bottom end, it does. All right, brake test.
That's actually not bad at all. So much faster. How did it look just like up and down the street?
It looked quick.
Pretty crazy, dude. So now we know it actually works. I'm gonna get out on the street and we'll get like a top speed pull and see how fast we can actually get this thing. I'm gonna go easy though, because this thing is extremely sketchy already at like the 25-mile-per-hour top speed it originally had, but now we're hitting at least 30 or 35 just on this little strip. Let's get on a high-speed run and see what we can get.
Oh, what the frick? It's in reverse. I hate that, dude. I hate that. Wow, oh, freaking. Oh, yeah, something broke. We electric swapped it. There you go. What the frick?
All right, and we once again are fixing the chain, which just keeps popping off. Can't have this be a thing, man. There's no way you can ride with a chain that keeps popping off. While I have the chain off, I can actually show you guys how cool this motor is. I actually put the ignition down here, turn that on, and then give this thing a rip. That was forward, reverse, low RPM.
We do have a chain indeed. All right, let's freaking do it. This thing is so much faster though. Man. Yeah, at high RPMs, this thing actually boogies pretty good. Yeah, looks like we're tracking. All right, let's give it a nice solid pull here, shall we? Whoa. This thing is sketchy. Holy freak! Goodness gracious! Oh, there goes our chain again. Frickin' seriously. What the frick? 27.1. So we roughly have a top speed of probably about 30 miles per hour, realistically. That's insane. Don't mind me. Just riding my bike here.
Well, I know we didn't get a full range out of it, but we did at least get one nice top speed pull. Honestly, realistically, that's all the time I have for this thing. As much as I'd absolutely love to spend another 3 days trying to make this chain not pop off on this crappy bike, I don't have time for that. I got an F1 build to start, okay? All right, I'm gonna go ahead and estimate the range on this thing. Probably would have been about 20 miles on the current battery pack that's in it. Top speed was like 30 miles per hour, maybe just over that. And this says it's rated for 400 pounds, but I think I'm just probably too heavy for it. I'm like 210 pounds. And I mean, even on the stock powertrain, like this stuff was bending back here. So take that as you will. I don't think that this frame was designed for a big person. But anyway, real quick, we're gonna do a price breakdown. If you want to electric convert this yourself, I did it as cheap as possible, and you know it is a functioning model. I probably just didn't make these mounts very well. And I think the motor was actually being able to move a little bit, which is why the chain would pop off. So the bike cost us $381.40. And I'm gonna just note here, no insurance, no registration, and very cheap gas. Like if you can get this bike reliable on the stock powertrain that it came with, it would be a very cost-effective mode of transportation. And now the electric powertrain. We'll start off with the motor, controller, throttle, sprocket kit that we bought. The motor and controller kit was $136.56. That's insane for like an entire powertrain, basically, minus the battery. The battery pack was $200.16. All right, so with this electric conversion, I'm also going to add a miscellaneous, and I'm just gonna, for the MISC, I'm just gonna put $35. Nuts, bolts, welding, sheet steel, that kind of thing, probably about 35 bucks. And then I sold the stock powertrain for 30 bucks when I removed it. Boom, making some money back. Oh boy, this is a lot more than I expected it was. Well, this number was actually a bit shocking. Wow, probably not worth it in the end after I see this number. $722.96 for this little thing. And I'd say about 2 days actually doing the electric conversion if you generally know what you're doing. So there you have it. Maybe that's a great price for it. I don't know. I personally wouldn't spend that much if I were to actually buy it and ride around on it. All right, you guys, well, that's the full story of the $260 pocket bike from Amazon. And I would have just rolled with a stock powertrain, honestly. With electric conversions, you get range anxiety and limited range. Like you can only ride these things for like 20 miles tops. And if you gotta like run a bunch of errands across town and stuff, like you can't do that on an electric powertrain. So, but with a gas one, you can just go anywhere you want all the time, no matter what. So I would just stock with the stock powertrain. But if you want a higher top speed and reliability and you want to electric swap it, cheap as possible, $722.96 is what you're looking at, and about 2 days of your time trying to figure it out. The next video you guys are gonna see is the cheapest electric scooter I got for like 150 bucks, brand new to my door. And then next up on the main channel, we're doing the last video on the McLaren and moving on to a 3-wheeled sport bike converted F1 car, and we're building that out. So it's gonna be a lot of fun. Stay tuned, smash that like button. We'll catch you guys next time.